What's up, everyone? It's your host, Ghost, come to you live with another wonderful video. How's everyone doing today? I'm exhausted. Per usual, I'm exhausted. Ugh. Oh, man. All right. Sorry. Just going to get my bagel here. How's everyone doing today? I'm tired. Just woke up. I'm ready to go back to bed, honestly. All right. So I've got a few things we're going to talk about today. Hunter Biden has been indicted on federal gun charges, so we'll look into that. After that sweetheart deal he had, where he wasn't gonna have to serve any. He was gonna be able to plead guilty on a misdemeanor charge, and then on a federal gun charge, he was gonna get off scot-free. So we'll look into that. And then we'll look into the bigotry of low expectations by the Democrats, as as both Oregon and even Biden appear to have low opinions on on blacks and Hispanics. So we'll look at that. And then Biden does some weird stuff during his speech the other day in Maryland, and appears to be, I don't know, fucking lying or bullshitting. And then finally, Donald Trump scored a win in his Georgia case. We'll look into that. We'll watch a video. And that's all I really got for y'all today. But yeah, get my bagel again. I'm hungry. Sorry, gotta deal with me fucking eating. I'm really fucking hungry. So. And my wife decided to, get bagels from Costco. So, made myself some bagels. I'm starving. But yeah, well, so let's get into it. So as everyone may remember, Hunter Biden had that nice sweetheart deal, like I was talking about, where he would plead guilty to a misdemeanor tax charge, and you would, be basically his federal gun charge would be basically thrown out the window. And people were very irritated about it. Mostly for the fact that, the Biden administration talks about, guns. Republicans love their guns so much. That they'll ignore all the killing of children because gun charges. But then here's this guy, Hunter Biden, who lied on his federal gun form, and then at some point he ended up tossing the gun into a elementary trash can. So I mean, he gets off scot-free, but bad guns, everything. So we'll get into the article and see what's going on. Hold on. Well, that's fucking annoying. Sorry. Let's get into this federal charges. Hunter Biden indicted on federal gun charges. Biden's son was indicted for making false statements and unlawful possession of possessing a firearm. Hunter Biden was indicted Thursday on federal gun charges out of Special Counsel David Wise's investigation. Biden was charged with making a false statement in a purchase of a firearm, making a false statement related to information required to be kept by a federal firearm license dealer, and one count of possession of a firearm by a person who is an unlawful user of or addicted to a controlled substance. According to the indictment, on or about August 12, 2018, in the District of Delaware, the defendant, Robert Hunter Biden, in connection with the acquisition of a firearm that is a Colt Cobra 38 SPL revolver with serial number RA551363, knowingly made a false and fictitious written statement intended to likely to deceive the dealer with respect to the fact to a fact matter to the lawfulness of the sale of the firearm. God damn, this fucking legalese, whatever. In that, the defendant, Robert Hunter Biden, provided a written statement on Form 4473 certifying he was not an unlawful user of and addicted to any stimulant, narcotic, drug, and any other controlled substance, when in fact he knew that that statement was false and fictitious. The indictment also stated that on or about August 12th, 2018, through on or about October 23rd, 2018, in the District of Delaware, the defendant, Robert Hunter Biden, knowing that he was an unlawful user of and addicted to any stimulant, narcotic, and any other controlled substance, did knowingly possess a firearm that is a Colt Cobra 38 SPL revolver with serial number RA551363. Said firearm has been shipped and transported in interstate commerce. As expected, prosecutors filed charges today that they deemed were not warranted just 6 weeks ago following a 5-year investigation into the case. Hunter Biden's attorney, Abel Lowell, said Thursday in a written statement, the evidence in this matter has not changed in the last 6 weeks, but the law has, and so has MAGA Republicans' improper and partisan interference in this process. Okay. Hunter Biden possessing an unloaded gun for 11 days was not a threat to the public safety, but a prosecutor with all the power imaginable, bending to political pressure, presented a grave threat to our system of justice. Law continued. We believe these charges are barred by the agreement the prosecutors made with Mr. Biden. the recent rulings by several federal courts that this statute is unconstitutional, and the fact that he did not violate that law, and we plan to demonstrate all of that in court. But he did. Now, look, I think it's a bad law too. Particularly because there's like places where marijuana is illegal, but federally it's not legal. So technically you're not allowed to legally possess a firearm if you use marijuana. Whether it's medical or not is irrelevant. So I think it's a bad law too, and I totally agree with the rulings that by federal courts that the statute is unconstitutional. Here's the thing, though. It's not yet removed, and you still have to answer correctly. And I don't even know when federal courts labeled it unconstitutional, but it's still part of the whole questionnaire thing, when the background check thing, when you do when you file to buy a firearm. I don't understand what he's saying by the evidence in this matter has not changed in the last 6 weeks, but the law has. No, this has been the law since a while. I don't remember when it first came into being, but it's been a law for a good amount of time. And then this whole charges are barred by the agreement the prosecutors made with Mr. Biden. Yeah, that got thrown out by the federal judge, dude. So, I mean, this guy's an attorney. He should know when charges when a deal gets thrown out, you can continue you can then again be charged with the crime that you committed. And yeah, like I said, I don't agree with the law, and I don't really think he should be indicted on this. But there's a big problem when the fact that Biden and his people, his administration, were going at guns and saying, hey, this is bad, guns are bad, all that stuff, we need to do more gun control, and then his son ends up lying on a form that had for purchasing a firearm, and instead he gets a sweetheart deal to plead guilty to a misdemeanor charge and then get his federal charge thrown out. And that's what people were really outraged about. It had really nothing to do about the charge. It was the fact that an administration that wants to push more and more gun control ends up when the president's son gets hung up on it, ends up wanting to give the guy a pass. That was the big problem. All right, let's continue with this shit. Fox News first reported in 2021 that police had responded to an incident in 2018 when a gun owned by Hunter Biden was thrown into a trash can outside a market in Delaware. A source with knowledge of the October 23rd, 2018 police report told Fox News that it indicated that Haley Biden, who is the widow to President Biden's late son, Beau, and who was in a relationship with Hunter at the time, threw a gun owned by Hunter in a dumpster behind a market near a school. A firearm transaction report revealed by Fox News indicated that Hunter Biden purchased a gun earlier that month. On the firearm transaction report, Hunter Biden answered in the negative when asked if he was an unlawful user or addicted to marijuana or any depressant, stimulant, narcotic, drug, or any other controlled substances. Hunter Biden was discharged from the Navy in 2014 after testing positive for cocaine. I bet he didn't get a dishonorable discharge for that. Just saying. The charges comes after our original plea agreement collapsed in July. Hunter Biden was expected to plead guilty in July to misdemeanor tax counts of willfully failure to pay federal income tax as part of a plea deal to avoid jail time on a felony gun charge. Hunter Biden was forced to plead not guilty to 2 misdemeanor tax charges and 1 federal gun charge. Attorney General Merrick Garland tapped Weiss to serve as special counsel with jurisdiction over the Hunter Biden investigation and any other issues that have come up or may come up related to that probe. White House declined to comment. So there you go. Yeah, again, I don't like the law. Hold on, sorry. Oh, cool. Yeah, I think it's a bad law. I don't like the law. Oh shit. Yeah, I don't like the law. It's like I said, due to the whole marijuana thing. And also, I don't think just because you do drugs, that means that you shouldn't have the right to protect yourself with a firearm. So it wouldn't really bother me for him not to be charged with this crime. And yes, several federal judges have ruled it as an unconstitutional question, and that's fine and everything. My problem wasn't was him getting away with the charges, but it was with administration that was really blaming guns, blame, and then the rest of us were required to have to the rest of us were being forced to deal with this whole gun control. Guns are bad, we need to do something about the guns. And then the president's own son gets caught with a federal gun charge, and then he gets a pass. That was my general big gripe about it all. I honestly don't give it's a dumb law, so I don't really care. And if it gets, if it ends up, he ends up, either getting off on it or whatever, that's fine. But at least he's going through the actual legal process of dealing with this instead of getting a sweetheart gun deal that you and I would never get at all. Like if I get charged with a federal gun charge, I'm going to federal court. Don't fucking matter. That was my general big problem with it, really. It'd be kind of one thing if the Biden administration wasn't so heavy bad gun control situation, that it probably wouldn't bother me as bad because if they're like, hey, guns, and then also and they we're relaxing on gun stuff with everyone else, and then his son does it, and then he doesn't. Then I don't think that's as big of a deal because he's just following through with what his policy is. But this was just a direct shift from what the policy is with when regards to guns. So that was my problem with it. I do think it'd be fucking hilarious though if he does get Josh King like charged with a gun crime and he was saying that his entire time thinking he was gonna, oh, I'm not gonna go to jail, and then he's like, oh no, you're going to jail. That would have been funny to me, but I'm just an asshole like that. So, all right. All right. So, like I said, yesterday President Biden said some funny. I mean, honestly, it's kind of funny in my opinion. But he said something about blacks, Hispanics, and of course veterans as well. So he really has a big tree of low expectations, at least with Africans and Hispanics, and then disrespects the veterans.
We not only recovered all the jobs we lost during the pandemic, we've added millions more. We've seen record lows in unemployment, particularly, and I've focused on this my whole career, particularly for African Americans and Hispanic workers and veterans. You know, the workers without high school diplomas, the lowest unemployment rate in 70 years for women now.
So, look, you can't say that, Joe. You can't say that. Let's hear that.
We not only recovered all the jobs we lost during the pandemic, we've added millions more. We've seen record lows in unemployment, particularly, and I've focused on this my whole career, particularly for African Americans and Hispanic workers and veterans. You know, workers without high school diplomas.
So apparently Africans and Hispanics, and then also veterans, don't have high school diplomas. They're way too stupid to have a high school diploma. You heard it from Biden first. These people are inferior because they can't get high school diplomas. Like, what the fuck, Joe? You can't say that. You can't say that at all, Joe. It's hilarious that you did say that, and also not surprising because you're fucking an idiot. But you can't say that. It's not appropriate. I'm just surprised he said that. You really go and say, hey, yeah, the blacks, they're not that smart. So I give them jobs because they can't get high school diplomas. Like, what the fuck is this shit? I'm probably going to end up ending the show a little early today. I can already see that's happening. And I'm falling asleep at the, right here. I only got like 3 hours ish. So I'm really tired. All right. And then this is again has to deal with his speech in Maryland. Let's just see what the fuck. Yeah, whatever.
You're going to pay somewhere between 20 and 40% less in those other countries. Same exact drug made by the same exact company. You're going to pay somewhere between 20 and 40% less in those other countries. Same exact drug made by the same exact company.
Like his inflections are just really weird. Same exact drug made by the same exact company. It was just an odd way to use an inflection. All right. I don't know. It was just a weird inflection. That's why. It's odd. All right. Here we go.
I taught at the University of Pennsylvania for 4 years, and I used to teach political theory. I taught it.
So, I mean, it looks like that he did end up teaching at whatever that place was. Like he did end up teaching there, and he got like $1 million or something. I saw, but then he didn't end up actually teaching a class. So, although he was technically he was paid by them, he also didn't actually really teach him. But yeah, I don't know. It's just funny watching Biden do weird things. It's also sad for the country, of course. Just because this is an individual that's expected to be our leader and everything. He represents us, and he just he's really bad at making speeches. All right. Sorry, I'm just trying to find some news articles to add on to this stuff. I do want to deviate slightly because some of the things I was going to talk about ended up falling out. But here's something interesting. So Lauren Boebert, GOP representative, apparently decided that she needed to vape in a Denver performance art theater, and was escorted out. So let's watch this video. This is the surveillance footage.
Say it 3 times and she appears. Boebert. Say it 3 times and she appears in security video from a weekend performance.
So this is her right here.
The congresswoman was kicked out of the theater for being disruptive. The DCPA says she was vaping. Boebert's team denied that, said the haze was from fog machines in the show. That claim goes up in smoke when you see the video. The pregnant woman sitting behind Boebert told the Denver Post she asked her to stop vaping, and Boebert refused. Her one-woman show continued, taking flash photos, raising her hands and dancing, often the only one clapping or standing up in the crowd. Boebert occasionally took a break from being disruptive to enjoy the company of her male companion. He briefly had a grasp on the situation before ushers returned and told Boebert she had to leave. The theater's incident report says Boebert pulled the "Don't you know who I am" card on the way out, giving theater employees the single finger salute.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, it does look like her, kind of. I don't know, I guess. I hate these fucking people. I hate these kind of fucking people that vape indoors, smoke indoors, and then it irritates the shit out of me. It really, it's so disrespectful. Especially in a confined. Yeah, I know it's not super confined and everything, and it goes out and everything, but it's just really just annoying. And don't get me wrong, I think we should definitely have places where people can smoke indoors and all that stuff. I don't think that's a big problem if an establishment wants to do that and everything like that. But if it doesn't allow it, then don't fucking do it. It's just so disrespectful, so goddamn irritating too. I deal with this occasionally at my job where people are smoking indoors, and it's a pet peeve of mine. It really just drives me up the wall, and it's the quickest way to get on my nerves is to go and smoke in an area, in an enclosed space. And again, I understand this space is a little wider. It's not really going to, do anything. It's just, but it's just a disrespect. And then she gets, escorted out. Don't you know who I am? Oh, I hate that crap. Hate it. I hate it so much. So she got her comeuppance, which is good. She definitely should. You're going to be like an ass like this, and you should definitely get get your comeuppance. So I don't feel bad about this whatsoever. All right, so here's something more important we got to do now. And that is Coffee Brand Coffee. That's right, Coffee Brand Coffee, folks. It's a coffee company that I am an affiliate of. Again, man, I keep forgetting to put on this banner. I don't know what's up with me. So Coffee Brand Coffee has a variety of coffees. They got the classics light to dark roast, bourbon. It is wintertime, so they got Spike Jack-o'-lantern, and they got pumpkin, pumpkin pie. But also, my personal favorite is right here, French toast flavored. I am currently like almost basically out of my French toast flavored coffee, and I am forced to be a peasant and drink French roast. And I'm hating every minute of it. I did order it yesterday, so it should be coming here in now, probably next week sometime, because I ordered the what's it called, fast delivery. Yes, I am. I ordered for the fast delivery for my coffee because this French toast is awful. I'm sorry about that. If you don't like coffee, they have tea. Some delicious, delicious tea. They got classics, Earl Grey, chamomile, oolong. They also have apple pie, biscotti. So if you're a tea person, you got a variety of options when it comes to tea. Now, if you don't like tea or coffee, they do have hot chocolate. They have red velvet, man. Red velvet is my favorite type of cake, so that's why I said red velvet. But velvety, rich caramel, and marshmallow. And if you're feeling a little snacky, they got some snacks. And salt water. They got nuts and saltwater taffy. Yeah. So unique thing about Coffee Brand Coffee is they're roasted to order, meaning they don't get roasted until you order them. So it's as fresh as you could possibly get it without going to a store and getting them. So I'd say that's pretty good, honestly, in my opinion. Got something. Sorry, I'm just quoting something. Sorry. That's quote. Yeah, I'm going to end this show early because I can feel myself falling asleep right now. But yeah, Coffee Brand Coffee. Try it out. Check it out. They're delicious. I haven't tried their hot chocolate, but I'm sure it's good if their coffee's good. Oh, God. I'm going to go to the gym, so goddamn exhausted. Plus, I got to go to the fair tomorrow, I mean. Sorry, you just hear me bitch and moan, but it's okay. You have to listen to me bitch and moan because this is my show, and I'm the king here. All right. So here we go. We're gonna watch video, and then we're gonna get into we'll do the news article first. So Trump got a big win in his Georgia case. Oh, I'm sorry. Before I finish, go on. So for Coffee Brand Coffee, this is my referral link. Use it, and you can get 5% off coupon. And if you use coupon code GHOST, you get 5% off as well. You can get 5% off using the code. I mean, if you subscribe, your subscription to Coffee Brand Coffee, you get 10% off. So the 5% offs on either won't work, but you should still use this referral link again. You should still use it even if you end up doing the subscription, because it just gives me credit, and credit, I like my credit. They'll pay me for my credit. All right. So in the Georgia case, Trump has gotten a win. And it's thrown the prosecution's case into a loop. So bad so even ABC News agrees. Georgia judge shuts down DA's efforts to try. I don't know if that's a correct try. Trump and co-defendants together. A Georgia judge shuts down efforts by Fulton County District Attorney Fannie Willis to have all defendants, including former President Trump, to be tried together in October in the Georgia election subversion case. Fulton County Superior Court Judge Scott McAfee, whatever, announced Thursday that Trump and 16 co-defendants will move forward on their own schedule, with a trial date yet to be announced. Don't worry, I'll explain why. The remaining co-defendants, Kenneth Chesbro and Sidney Powell, sought speedy trials and are scheduled to begin in October. So, so that's basically it. Like, these two people want a speedy trial. For everyone who doesn't know, you have a constitutional right to a speedy trial. You can, and that just means that they'll find it in their schedule to put you in and have you in a court to do your trial as quickly as a schedule allows it. You can waive that at any time, and that can cause your trial to be pushed back. There's pros and cons to all of it. If a pro to actually going, requesting a speedy trial, is, in my opinion, would be it wouldn't the prosecution doesn't really have a good amount. Like, if the case is fairly weak, and you request a speedy trial, it can throw the prosecution for a loop and cause them to forget things, or they don't have as much time to prepare for the trial, basically. So that would be a pro. A con is the same pro for you is a con against you, as you wouldn't get as much time to prepare and everything like that. You can't, you don't have enough time to really call in expert witnesses and all that stuff, and just variety of things like that. So those two, Kenneth Chesbro and Sidney Powell, want speedy trials, and then the prosecutor, the DA, wanted to defend all 19 defendants, along with these two ones in October, because the two wanted a speedy trial, but the others 17, the other 17 didn't want a speedy trial. They waived their right to a speedy trial. So the judge's like, oh, these people can not have their speedy trial, and these people can, which is a good call. And I think it's kind of bigger proof that this case is more about the political clout than any actual genuine interest in punishing a crime. And what do I mean by that? Well, it's pretty clear this is a politically motivated trial. And oh man, I'm so goddamn tired. It's a politically motivated trial. And so, why Fannie Willis wanted to try all 19 on October is because, it's in the news more. These cases can tend to drag a bit and take a lot of time, might be a couple of years. She wants to, get while the getting's good and try a case and hurt Trump politically, et cetera, et cetera. That's basically what it boils down to. All right, let's continue. Thursday order is a victory for Trump and his fellow co-defendants who did not want to go to trial this October. The schedule laid out by the judge only cements some of the steps in the pretrial process, setting up the possibility that the trial itself does not happen until well into 2024 or even later. Trump's legal calendar during the first half of the next year is already clogged up with plans for trials and other criminal cases he faces, and he is juggling those proceedings with his 2024 presidential run. Fulton County DA Fannie Willis, politically motivated, wrongfully attempted to deny President Trump's due process of law by arguing that no severance should be granted and has been summarily squashed by the court, a spokesperson for Trump said. Willis' unjust rush to judgment in order to please her radical political base has simply failed. Well, McFeeney did not schedule a trial date for Trump and 16 of his co-defendants. The timeline he sets out in a court order Thursday means they won't go on trial before at least December. Hey, that's my birthday. Not really. The new schedule laid out. The judge signals he wants to start hashing out pretrial disputes with the batch of 17 by the end of the year. The judge is ordering discovery to start on by October 6th. However, there is no set timeline yet for the trial of the 17, nor is there one for resolving disputes over the evidence, what evidence can be presented to the jury. McAfee ordered that other types of pretrial motions be filed in December 1st, but he has not scheduled a hearing on those requests. At the pace McPhee laid out, federal courts will have some time to address the efforts by some of the defense in case to move their prosecutions to federal court, which would be very good if Trump ends up winning the presidential election. If it gets moved to a federal court, that means it's a federal charge, and Trump can pardon these people. So that's a good strategy if Trump ends up winning 2024. The election subversion case is one of 4 criminal cases proceeding against the former president, who is also involved in several civil matters that are also clogging up his legal calendar at the 2024 cycle heats up. McPhee order cements that the Fulton County prosecution against Trump won't go to trial this year, and it presents a possibility that it could be competing against the trial set for the first half of the next year in the 3 other criminal cases against Trump. One of those cases is a federal election subversion case that special county counsel Jack Smith has brought against Trump in Washington, D.C. that is currently to go to trial in early March. Smith took a more streamlined approach than Willis against Trump and charged him by himself without any co-defendants. The trial date of the prosecution by Manhattan prosecutors for an alleged hush money scheme in his 2016 campaign appears to be in flux. Initially scheduled for March 2024 as well. The judge in that case signaled this week he was open to moving the start date to accommodate Trump's increasingly complicated legal calendar. The special case alleged Trump mishandling classified material is slated for a trial that begins in Florida federal court in late May, while he juggles those various criminal cases as well as the New York Attorney General civil frauds case against his business family goes to trial in October, as well as defamation proceedings related to smears of a woman who accused him of sexual assault. Trump is ramping up for the 2024 presidential race, where he's the front runner for the GOP nomination. He has argued that prosecutors' attempt to bring him to trial in the coming months is a politically motivated effort to meddle in the 2024 elections. They have countered that the public has its own interest in seeing him and his legal criminal cohorts tried swiftly. They countered that the public has, and there are no legitimate legal reasons for pushing trials in his cases until after the 2024 election. In arguing that the 19 defendants in her case should be tried together on a quick timeline, Willis has argued that breaking up the case to multiple lengthy trials would create enormous strain on judicial resources of the Fulton County Superior Court. McPhee new order did not indicate whether he is considered further breaking out the 17 defendants not be tried in October into smaller groups, but it is a proposal that some of the defendants are already floating. 3 or more simultaneous fucking hell. High-profile trials would create a host of security issues and would create unavoidable burden on witnesses and victims who would be forced to testify 3 or more times on the same set of facts in the same case, prosecutors and Wills all said in a filing this week. Oh, that sucks for you. Additionally, several of the Georgia case defendants have parallel proceedings in federal court underway. Those defendants include former White House Chief of Staff Mark Meadows, former Justice Department official Jeffrey Clark, and 3 defendants alleged to have been involved in the fake electoral scheme are seeking to move the Fulton County prosecutions against them into federal court, where they will seek immunity under protection extended to agents of the U.S. government in certain circumstances. If those requests are successful, it is still unclear what that would mean for the rest of Willis' case. Meadows is withdrawing his request for an emergency appeals court order that would have paused the state court prosecution against him in Georgia election cases. Meadows will continue to fight in federal court to move the proceedings out of the state court, given he is no longer facing the possibility of an October trial in the Fulton County prosecution. Meadows said there's enough time to resolve the federal court dispute. In a new filing with the U.S. 11th Circuit Court of Appeals, which was scheduled to hold oral arguments on an emergency request Friday morning, Meadows' attorney note that McPhee made clear Thursday morning that Meadows' state case would not be put on a fast track to go to trial next month. So there you go. Fucking hell. All right, and then the last thing we will look here is a video. This was the news, and apparently ABC is not happy with Fani Willis. So ABC News producer John Satucci is appalled at how bad Fani Willis' case against Trump is, and admits she's just throwing things against the wall. So let's look at that.
In the Georgia election interference case against former President Trump and 18 others, the judge has severed the cases of 2 of those defendants who will now be tried separately from the former president and the rest of the group. Prosecutors say they'll also hand over the names of 30 unindicted co-conspirators to defense counsel for all 19 co-defendants. I want to bring in ABC News editorial producer John Santucci and ABC News legal contributor Brian Buckmeyer for more. John, as you were watching, you were saying this is not a good day for the Fulton County DA.
Bad. I mean, Fani Willis wasn't there, but you got to imagine, Diane, she's throwing things against the wall based on this hearing. So let's start where you just began. So first, the team for the the prosecutors down there had been arguing, keep everybody together, keep all 19, because really what we learned today, we're going to have a show this fall, and then we're going to have a repeat performance next spring, which makes it incredibly difficult for prosecutors. A great win for Donald Trump and others that did not want to be part of this speedy trial case. I can tell you, sitting here with you, just texting with some of the attorneys involved in the other defendants, celebrating. Yay, victory. This is everything they wanted, was to take more time and slow this down.
Okay. So there you go. Yeah, I mean, I think it's a good thing. I mean, I don't think you should force anyone to, you shouldn't force someone to a speedy trial if they're not wanting a speedy trial. So I think this is a good chart. It's a good ruling. Excuse me. I mean, it's a bullshit charge, anyways. I think he's going to end up beating it. If you looked at, what the various transcripts and what the call actually was, it's being made into more of a deal than it actually is. This whole phone call, he was, telling his people to manufacture votes. No, what he was clearly saying was that I know there's this amount of votes. Go find those votes. He didn't say manufacturing. He was saying they're here. They're, being hidden or something. Find them. That's what he was saying. I don't know. I kind of want these trials to be all court cases because then we could actually watch them. And that would be hilarious to watch. I would love to see Trump, especially his depositions. Would be funny as hell. All right, so I'm done. I'm gonna go to bed now. I'm like fading now, falling down. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I hope you guys liked it and enjoyed watching me. We learned some interesting things. Kind of. We learned that Trump or Biden is a pretty big racist. He has a bigotry of low expectations for these Africans and whatnot. I don't know why. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoy the video. Make sure you follow me on X or Twitter at officialWGhost. That's where you can find my links of whenever I go live. And then make sure you follow me on my Rumble channel with Ghost and my gaming channel, Gaming with Ghost. With Ghost is also on YouTube, and then Gaming Ghost is on Kick. Links are in the description if you want to check them out. But yeah, give me a follow, like the video. I hope you all have a good day. Peace out. See you later. I'm going to bed.